Rosho. The top of the lulav was cut off. It's niktam. It's not the leaf was split, it was cut off. Dainu sheniktemu rosh rova olin elyonim. The upper leaves of the lulav, it's like somebody take a scissor and just snip off the top of the lulav. Posul. Hagor. V'niktam ho'el elyonim tzor. We spoke about nechlat humus. What about that center leaf? All the other leaves that come up to that point of there, just that center leaf, which is the primary leaf, that was snipped. That was cut on top. Right? Shalashedro posul. Because again, this is the other position. Just as we said before, nechlat humus. Mechaber said, what's nechlat humus? Nechlat humus means all the leaves, the majority of all the leaves were broken. The backs were separated. Ramos cites a position. No, it's that center leaf that comes out of the spine. That's the tumus. That leaf is split. It's posul. So Ramos says, according to that opinion, so when we speak about what is the primary profile of the lulav, that center leaf. So if that center leaf, it's one leaf, is snipped, it's posul. V'davka dika acher. That's only if you have an alternative. That's when we say it's posul, you shouldn't use the lulav. Avol ileka acher. But if you don't have an alternative, you don't have another lulav, mevorchin olav. It's not only you use it, but it's so kosher that you even say a brocha. No. Let's see what he says. Rov olin elyonim. Even mechaber, it's the majority of the upper leaves. Elyonim nikroshim gvoin min hashedra ulamolo. Hear this. Any leaf, all the leaves that are above the spine, right? The spine goes up, let's say 2/3. The upper third of the lulav, usually the spine's not there. It's just the leaves coming off of that. So if those leaves, the majority of those leaves are snipped off, then it's possible. V'shira kitum lo niskar b'shulchan aruch. To what degree was it cut? Right? Usually the lulav comes to a point. Let's say he just snips off the point. No? In davka shniktam harov shekol oler. Is it the majority of the leaf, of the upper part of the leaf, or afilu miktzos, even to any degree, that the upper part of the leaf is snipped, it's possible. I am l'vushemachmed afilu miktzoson, even it's snipped to the smallest degree, it's possible. Yesh machrum fakm boseh. V'ina mechaber lo zocher l'chal bein ole emtzoi liyeser olin. The mechaber doesn't differentiate. To say it's the center leaf, right? He doesn't differentiate. I'm ber alochem. Why is it posul? Ein zeh hodor. Because the profile of a lulav is what? It comes to a point. So if the point is snipped off, the upper parts of the leaves are snipped off, it's lacking. Vim niktam. 1 second. It's not hidur. Hodor. You need priest hodor. It's not hidur mitzvah. It has to have its full profile of that species. So the Ramos says, what about when we speak niktam? It's the center leaf coming out of the spine. Dasa taz v'agro v'aramo hosef pozel hachmi dasa rava magid v'ran the ole ho'elyon hem tzoi shal hashedro hainu kishei shlosha olin shekola ben hashedro. You have 3 leaves coming up to the center. Now you have the center leaf, which is the highest, right? 2 alongside it, and you have the upper leaf. Look at the picture in a second. We don't say the 3 upper leaves. It's the highest of the 3, right? One comes to the very top, even though others come very close alongside it. So that point that comes in the center, that's what we're talking about is snipped off. If that's snipped off, it's possible. He rules like the Ramah. That even if it's cut slightly, the lulav is possible. Which we discussed before. What about if you have 2 leaves coming up? It's not just 2 coming exactly up the center. And one of the 2 is cut. Maybe it could be mekel. The Buri Yaakov, which is the Orchner, he's mekel. Okay? So if it's one, no question, Ramos is puzzle. But if you have two and you cut, one is snipped, and you have the other one just as high, it still retains its profile as a lulav. He's makel. But Ramos says, when do we say it's possible? That's only if you have an alternative, you have another lulav. But if you have no other lulav, Ramos says, even the one which is niktam rosha, where the center leaf is cut, you can even say a bracha on that. Okay? Why? Mishum the kama poskim mikilin biikar adin. Because there are many poskim that are lenient regarding this particular halacha. Shnismuch alayu b'dlekach. If you have no choice, you have no alternative, av below niktu rovolin. What about if the majority of the leaves were snipped? That's the mechaber, right? He's only coming to be makel if you have no choice, where it's the center leaf. But if it's the majority of the upper leaves, which the mechaber says is possible, nobody is lenient. But I feel bolem. So yeshomrim dein lokel levruchi alayu. He says others argue with the Ramah, even if you have no alternative, although you take the lulav, but to say a bracha, not. You should not say a bracha. Kim beniktam rak miktsoso. Now remember we said before, it's unclear from the Ramah how much has to be snipped. Is it just even to a slight degree, or the majority of the upper part of the leaf? So that wasn't resolved. And he said, well, machmir, right? What is he saying? That the Ramah says, if you have no alternative regarding this, you even say a bracha. He says, others argue. Do they argue even if it's snipped slightly, or it's more than slightly? So he says, they only argue only if it's more than niktsosa. Avalo b'niktam ruba, afil b'shas adchak and beralocha. Okay, there's a lot of beralocha we have to see. Let's see the beralocha. Rovo olin al yonim. Right, that's the mechaber. The mechaber says, what is niktam rosho? The majority of the upper leaves, the tips were snipped off. I'll tell you, it makes it a lot easier. You know, we spoke before about nechl katiumas. The center leaf is split, right, according to the Ramah. Now, it's interesting. We're saying over here that if it's snipped and you have no alternative, you can even say a bracha on it. So what about if the center leaf is split? So what? Split is worse than snipped. Of course, when you snip it, the defect doesn't exist. Here, when it's split, it's before your eyes. I mean, you see it split. So it would come out, according to what we're saying now, let's say it's slightly split. Maybe it will just snip off the top. So now it's a perfect cut. It goes all the way up, it's closed. Where it's split slightly, just cut it off. Of course, below where you cut it off, it's fully closed. Right? But we said even by nechlat humus, it has to be, we didn't speak how much. If it's slightly, it's kosher, it's valid. It is valid. It has to be a tefach, it has to be 4 inches split to be a problem. It would be okay because we're saying here that's only if you have no alternative. If you have no alternative, but if there it would be okay. We said it's not hidur mitzvah unless it's totally closed. It's not really the ultimate. It's better if you have an alternative. He said there even if it's slightly open, he says you don't even have to borrow somebody else's lulav which is totally closed. Right? Remember the Mishna Berura said that. Yours is slightly open. Your friend has one that's totally closed. He says, by the way, could I borrow your lulav to say the bracha? He says, you don't have to do that. I mean, initially, when you buy it, you should buy one that's totally closed. But if you already have one that's partially opened, you don't have to go to someone else to get his lulav to say the bracha on his lulav. It's definitely reliable, 100%. Rovo olin el yonim.
What about if it's shorter than that? If the center one is shorter than the rest, is that an issue?
And naturally grew this way? Shouldn't be a problem. No, because now the question is, which are the upper leaves now? No, I understand that. I don't know. It's halacha niktam rosho. What's rosho now? Was the center one rosho? Was maybe the ones that come up alongside it? Maybe that's rosho. I've never seen where it must be an unusual case. Some people, years ago, there was a certain place that you could buy a suit that normally sold for those days for $150 for $25. No, if it had a slight defect, it had a defect, they sold $25. You know? Ernie goes like an hour before the end, before the market closes. By the way, do you have a lulav with a center leaf? Doesn't come up to the top. I think that's why he has this expertise. You know, I never saw such a lulav. No, cutting is a different. Then you've already tampered with it. That's a different. No. Rovo Olin, El Yonim. You have to collaborate with Howard. The two of you. You put out a different kind of book. Okay. Hini abach va'ataz va'agro pirshu. Okay. The Bach is on tour. Taz is on Shulchan Aruch. Agro pirshu. They explain. Kein ze mash belevush. Bainu rov mimispar olim elyonim hagvoin min hashedra. They explain, it seems from that when we speak about niktam rosho, it's the majority of the upper leaves. Vunika rosho lulav. It's not the center leaf. It's like the Mechaber learns. Mukach betaz v'agrod l'deizu and yisron lololim emtsoi binyan zeh. Regarding niktam rosho, the center leaf doesn't have any greater prominence than the side leaves. We're talking about the upper leaves. V'aramo b'shem harav hamagid poligalov. But the Rabo is machmir, right? The Ramo says, what is niktam rosho? It's the center leaf. He says that's the position of Rav Magid. Argues on the others. The shirak timo lo niska b'shulchan aruch. We spoke, right? The degree of to what degree does it have to be cut? It's not discussed. Vushmashu l'shura b'choshu. Even slightly cut is a problem. Dvarav novi midivrei arosh shekosov. Tzorch lomar niktam rosho mayre ben niktam rosh rov olin. V'rosho shall call olive ole. Yeah. He says the Rosh says the majority of the. He's going according to the Mechaber, the Rosh. The majority of the upper leaves and the top of each leaf. So when he says majority, he's referring to leaves. And when he speaks about how much of the leaf is cut, he says the top of each leaf. So what does that mean? What's the connotation? Even to a slight degree, is a problem. Ochem divran the asber lon time koshu niktam ola bemtsoi dom lechot moshel esro sham posum choshu shar olim the day rishono lushai chaytaimo posum choshu gam my mordechai fakvig lo vayn shom and our shalom my mordechai forshim the mashekosav b'shulchan aruch olim elyonim when it says the upper leaves hainu hashnei olim elyonim hem tsoim shekolim v'malulav doesn't mean all the upper leaves, right? Doesn't before he brought a position, the Mishna Berura, all the leaves above the Shedra. Remember, that's what he said. The majority of those leaves. He says no. The majority of the leaves that come to the very top, meaning, like we said, you only have you have the center leaf and you have two leaves coming alongside it. The majority of the three, that's niktam rosho, but the ones that are below, we don't even reckon with those. Because of niktam rov, hainu lobino shiknu legamri b'kedas balaitor, da shiknu beruban. אבל גם מחבר מורד עם למעלה הם 3 שכל בין הלולב, הולה הם צוי שבו עיקר, והם נקדם ראשו פסולה. He's saying some chiddush. He's saying if you have 3 leaves that are the same height, then you have to have majority. But let's say he says even the Mechaber agrees that if you have 1 leaf which is truly the top leaf, you snip that, it's possible. I mean, it's a tremendous chumrah. That's why he's citing a number of Mefarshim, the way they're explained, even the Mechaber, the Shulchan Aruch. Shkos Beis Yosef was a Mayri Ramod lo pligi klal. So they learned there's no machlokes between the Ramah and the Mechaber. The Mechaber is speaking with the leaves. You have a number of leaves coming at the same level to the very top. That's when you have to snip the majority of them. But if you have 1 leaf coming to up the center, and that is truly the upper leaf, even cutting that 1 leaf, it already invalidates the lulav. Okay, Rov Olin means that the lulav, the very top you have 3 leaves. Im niktam harov mehem hainu shnayim posul. Shkos ramo im niktam ho'elo elyon hem tzoi im kol lulav ba'achas. So again, the Pri Megadim is also learning. The Ramo is not arguing with the Mechaber. Chaber modul is ayin shom omne mayim b'darkei Moshe yira. He says, however, the Mishna Berura says if you look into the Darkei Moshe, which is his commentary on the Torah, Mashmitzar ran v'Rav Magid Elyon emtzoi hainu b'sheish gimel olin shekolo halulav b'hen tzoi shavo hu iker niktam posel. Meaning they learn no. Even when you have three leaves coming to the top, the center leaf is the primary leaf. Matik b'kan gam kishem Rav Magid v'Ran kemukach lehejo af l'didei Rav Magid v'Ran pliga de rishono shona davkim niktam shnayim mehen l'tu afil b'emtzoi l'chut. Okay. Doesn't make a difference. La'aloch, we come out according to Ramah. If the center leaf is snipped, it's possible. So, but he says, some learn that even if you have all three leaves, same level, if you cut the center one is the primary leaf. No, why? No, if you say no. If you say it rises above all the other leaves, so that's the very top. That is the very top of the lulav. So if that's snipped, okay? But let's say you have three leaves coming to the same height in the center. So there, he cites an opinion, even there, if you cut the center leaf with the majority of the leaves, which are at the very top, are still intact, it's a problem.
Yeah, but I don't see why not. If there's one center leaf, that's what we're talking about.
But why does the center have any...
No. Three center leaves.
No, we're talking about... No, you can't have three center leaves. Right? But again, why does the center leaf have any greater value than the leaves that are alongside it? It's not simple. Why should it be? If you tell me it's truly the center leaf goes higher, that is the very top of the lulav. So the point of the lulav snipped off. That's the profile. That's the prominence of the lulav. But if you have three leaves exactly coming up to the same height, and just the center one is snipped, what difference does it make?
The center one looks like it's
Okay, good. I'm just saying it. But that's the most machmir the kashita. Others say no. It has to. Even there, you have to have rovolim. Even there, you have to have two of the three have to be snipped. It's not the center. But the way we're learning that the center leaf went above all the other leaves, and that's the one that's cut.
What's the reason for us? It's all by hedra?
It's lacking hodder because that is the profile of the lulav. Lulav means it comes to a point. The point is not there. You know, you buy a pot, it doesn't have a handle. Person, what do you mean? Well, you cook with the handle, you cook with the pot. Right? That's the way you sell pots in the market in Odessa. Right? You cook with the pot, you don't cook with the handle.
It's all by hedra.
It's hitter, that's what it is.
Is it with the esrog too? Is it pizza? Also the same concept.
We'll get to the esrog is a whole different. It's all that has to do with hodder. It's a whole discussion. If the pitum breaks, it's the first they could use that as such an esrog on the other days. Because more lenient. On other days, more lenient. Okay, let's get to do the next Biur Halacha tomorrow. Okay. You know why David's not here?